Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are here at Forest Lawn Gardens and Mausoleum in Anniston, Alabama, and we're here to visit the grave of Audrey Marie Hilley. And when you look online, it shows her as like the Black Widow, I guess, of Alabama, but there's so much more to the story that once we get to talking about it and everything, you'll understand why I say that. And let me prostitute myself, get the ad out of the way, and say if this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the channel. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all those things. And if this isn't your first time here, hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoy the video. And yeah, so let's walk around the cemetery. I'm pretty sure she's right back up there somewhere. Find the graves, got the location there. We'll go find that and do all those things. And yeah, thought we'd start here. Pretty good little piece. I like it. So yeah, let's get to going. So as we head back to the car, I'll go ahead and start talking about her early life. Audrey Marie Frazier was born on June 4th, 1933 here in Anniston, Alabama. She married Frank Hilley on May 8th, 1951, and they had two children, Mike and Carol. Despite Frank's well-paying job and Marie's secretarial employment, the couple had little money set aside in savings due to Audrey's excessive spending habits, leading to friction in the marriage. Unknown to Frank, Audrey frequently engaged in illicit activities with her bosses in exchange for money and, good performance evaluations, I guess you could say. Frank began suffering. See, this is where it all starts, all right? So somewhere after that second kid, when they had Carol, somewhere after that, Frank began suffering from a mysterious illness, as did his son Mike. But Mike's symptoms stopped, which his doctors attributed to a stomach flu that they abruptly stopped when he moved away to seminary. All right, so in 1975, after returning home early due to his illness, Frank found Marie in bed with her boss. Frank then turned to Mike, then an ordained minister living in Atlanta, for advice. And in May 75, a short time after his visit with Mike, Frank visited the doctor complaining of nausea and tenderness to his abdomen. Being diagnosed with a viral stomach ache, the condition persisted and he was admitted to a hospital where tests indicated a malfunction of the liver, and doctors diagnosed him with infectious hepatitis. He died early in the morning on May the 25th. So all the stuff, when they did the autopsy, it resembled that of hepatitis. So, case closed. No further tests were needed. And Frank had maintained a moderate life insurance policy, secretly taken out by Marie at the time of his illness when it first started, that she redeemed for $31,140. And in 2023 money, that's about $175,000. All right, fast forward 3 years later, Marie took out a $25,000 life insurance policy on her daughter Carol, which is about $140,000, give or take a little bit, in today's money. A year after the filing of the insurance policy on her daughter, Marie gave Carol an injection that she claimed would alleviate the nausea. So she's already stepped up the game. She's giving injections now. However, the symptoms only worsened. What a surprise. With Carol's enduring numbness in her extremities, after medical tests found no disease, Carol's physician, fearing the symptoms were psychosomatic, had her undergo psychiatric testing in Birmingham at Caraway Hospital. There, Carol secretly received 2 more injections from her mother, who warned her not to tell anybody else about the shots. Panicking, Marie had Carol discharged from the hospital that afternoon. The following day, Carol was admitted to the University of Alabama Hospital, UAB in Birmingham. Coincidentally, Marie was arrested for passing bad checks. They were written to the insurance company that had Carol's life insurance policy, causing that policy to lapse. So university physicians concentrated their investigation on the possibility of heavy metal poisoning. Physicians noticed lines on the nails, I can't remember how you pronounce that, It's like Aldrich Mees or something like that. And forensic tests on the samples of her hair were conducted by the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences in '79, revealing arsenic levels ranging from over 100 times the normal level close to the scalp to 0 times the normal level at the end of the shaft of her follicle hair, right? This indicated that Carol had been giving increasingly larger doses of arsenic over a period of 4 to 8 months. That same day, Frank's body was exhumed, and a bone examination showed between 10 to 100 times the normal level of arsenic. And on November 9th, Marie was released on bail, after which she registered at a local motel under the assuming name and then disappeared. All right, so here comes the even crazier part. While a note was left behind indicating that she might have been kidnapped, Marie was obviously listed as a fugitive. So she's missing, right? So the lady with arsenic poison that killed her husband, tried to kill her daughter, tried to kill everybody apparently, is now released on bail, and she's flew the coop. All right, beautiful, another beautiful statue. And on January 11th of 1980, she was indicted for her husband's murder. She's escaped bail. She's stolen a car. They took clothes and all kinds of stuff. They wrote a silly little note, and she remained a fugitive for more than 3 years. She first traveled to Florida, where she met a man named John Greenleaf Homan. She was using the name Robbie Hannon. They lived together for more than a year before she married Homan in May 29th of '81 and took his last name. The couple then moved to New Hampshire, and she frequently talked about her imaginary twin sister Terry, who supposedly lived in Texas. So late in the summer of 1982, she left New Hampshire, telling her husband that she needed to attend a family business and to see some doctors about an illness. During this time, she traveled to Texas and Florida using the alias Terry Martin. Like, she's already on like her third name at this point. Using the alias Terry Martin, she called John, her new husband, and informed him that Robbie, her, right, quotations, had died in Texas, but there was no need for him to come to Texas because the body had been donated to medical science. After getting to know Terry over the phone, Homan expressed interest in meeting her. So now his wife is dead, but he's like, "Hey lady, why don't I meet you? Because you sound a lot like my wife." And she agreed, saying he needed to put Robin's death behind him. In November of '82, after changing her hair color and losing some weight, Marie returned to New Hampshire and met John, posing as Terry Martin, his deceased wife's sister. This is what I said. It just gets crazier and crazier. The more you read, the crazier this story gets. So in the meantime, Terry, which is the same lady but fourth different name, you know what I'm saying? See how it gets confusing? While she was being interrogated by the state troopers, she confessed that she was wanted in Alabama on bad check charges, and her true name was Audrey Hilley. Contact was made with Alabama, who confirmed, and she was also wanted for a more serious charge. She promptly was extradited to Alabama to stand trial. Audrey Marie Hilley began serving her sentence in '83 at Tutwiler Women's Institute, which is like the big women's prison here in the state. A medium security prison, but still it's a big one. Her clerical career had gotten her often assigned to do paperwork, and she was considered a quiet model prisoner. This good behavior earned her several one-day passes from the prison, all of which she returned on schedule. And in February of 1987, she was given a 3-day pass to visit her husband John, who had moved to Anniston to be with his wife. That dude's a ride or die, I gotta give him that. They spent a day at the Anniston motel, and when home and left for a few hours, she disappeared. So once again, she left her old man. Like, it's just crazy, like this lady. So anyway, she disappeared, leaving behind a note for him asking for forgiveness. And obviously he alerted police, like, oh God, not again, right? All right, so this is the conclusion of the story. So she's gone, and obviously they're looking for her. And this time she was not missing for long. 4 days after she vanished from the motel, She apparently had been crawling around in the woods. Her body was drenched by 4 days of rain and exposed to temperatures that dropped to around freezing. She stumbled on the back porch of a house owned by an Anniston woman who had known her from elementary school. It was likely she had sought help from this school friend, but the woman failed to recognize her after not seeing her for years. Anniston police got the paramedics. Paramedics showed up. She had hypothermia, took her to a hospital. Once she was being transported to the hospital, she had a heart attack, passed away. Marie, right there. There's the Hilley, and there's Frank, right there, which is her first husband. Sorry, we're having to go off the GoPro. It gets hot. That's the one downside. These things, they don't do good in hot or cold temperatures. I mean, it's 90. I haven't really started sweating, but you know, technology, it's great. So if you have a good anti-overheat GoPro idea, please feel free to let me know. I'd love to know that. So yeah, I don't know, like I was saying, I don't know how Frank would feel about this. Obviously he's dead and he doesn't care. But to be buried next to the lady that killed you, I don't know, it's kind of different. It's one way to definitely do it, I guess. So yeah, sorry about having to film on the phone, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys appreciate it. Beautiful area. Anniston's a great place, big town. It's grown anyway, I should say. Like, it used to be a small little sleepy Alabama town, but not a lot of those left anymore. It seems like Alabama's growing just like everywhere else. As I travel, this is like just some extra stuff. This is just for the people that are still left. Some people just watch to the grave and they get out, but this is for you guys that watch all the way through. Like, I don't know if you guys notice this as you travel or if you get to travel, but it's not even 1 o'clock yet, but the church bells are ringing. Anyway, but the amount of growth across the country, just in the southeast where I travel, it's insane. Like, it seems like everywhere is blowing up. And with the inflation and everything, like, I don't understand how businesses and people have the money to do it, because I don't know, maybe I'm just not wealthy enough to understand how to do that, but it just seems like a lot of growth is happening in a time where it doesn't seem like it should. I don't know if that even makes sense, but that's the way I kind of see it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And this little hill has kicked my butt. Woo! Fat and out of shape. It happens. You know what? Thank you guys for watching. Sorry I had to switch to the phone. Stuff happens, but you never know what you're going to find on the back roads. I'll see you guys next time.